The Generic Geriatric Cyclist. The first good week, at last.
Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm the Generic Geriatric Cyclist. Wow, this has been the best week of my cycling season, at least so far. Whoopee! But let's put it in perspective right away. I'm not even ready for a group ride, let alone something more epic. So, as they say, it's progress, not perfection.
Now, being able to do 5 relatively easy rides in a week at a pace akin to this guy feels like a victory. Sunday.
So let's start with Sunday. It was a beautiful weather day, so I used that as an opportunity to ride half of a 50-mile route that I used to do all the time. I needed drop-off and pick-up services that were graciously provided by my wife, Susan. Thanks, Susan. The ride started about 45 minutes away from our home, and the destination was New Paltz. I didn't bring my GoPro, so you'll have to take my word for it that the scenery was beautiful on a late spring day in Ulster County, New York. Bottom line, I did 26 miles, but the tank wasn't empty and my back felt just fine.
Here's a poor substitute for video footage, my Strava results from the ride. It's not even accurate because I didn't hit start until after the 5th mile. Give me a break, I'm old and forgetful. Monday.
In contrast to Sunday's glorious weather, Monday was a complete washout. So I decided to dust off the old trainer and do an indoor ride.
This new world isn't a replica of a real-world location. Instead, it's a fantasy landscape inspired by Japan. The novelty of the route inspired me to hit the pedals a little harder than usual. It was a good workout. I did 20 virtual miles. Tuesday.
Tuesday was a planned rest day, but I spent the whole day lugging around bags of mulch and working in the garden. It was anything but restful. I also went to the gym for the first time since the outbreak of the pandemic. It was great to do something that made me feel like things were coming back to normal. But being normal for me has a downside. As usual, when I go back to the gym after a long period away, I overdid it. So I was really sore the next morning.
Wednesday. Wednesday, along with Sunday, is sure to be remembered as one of the 10 nicest days of 2021. It was even pretty cool in the morning. That's why I'm wearing a long sleeve jersey in the video. My pace was slowed a bit by muscle soreness from yesterday's yard work and workout, but it was a joy to be riding along smooth roads on a fantastic day. I did 25 miles. My plan for the week was to ride 2 consecutive days and then take a rest day. But you know what happens to the best laid plans of mice and men. According to the famous poem by Robert Burns, their legs go dead and they need a rest day. Thursday.
Thursday was another rest day, and I used it to do, what do you think? More mulching, more garden work.
So, here's my bike with the mulch. For fans of mulch, here's a little more mulch. A lot of mulch. Yeah. And there's the bike. Friday. Friday was another glorious weather morning. A little warmer, but absolutely no wind. How should I ruin it? Did you ever get a stupid idea and then follow through with it? Well, on Friday, I decided to replicate a ride from a few weeks ago that I experienced as the worst ride in my life. During that ride, my back hurt more than at any other time, and small elevations seemed like epic climbs. I needed 4 stops for rest and recuperation to do the 25 miles. By reliving the horror of that woeful day, I'm risking how well this week will turn out for me. Why do I do these things to myself? I'm a cyclist, that's why. Doing dumb stuff like this is part of the identity. The ride took me to Bear Mountain, a state park about 40 miles north of New York City, but just over 10 miles from my home along Route 9W. 9W is possibly the most traveled bicycle route in the USA. Every weekend, hundreds upon hundreds of New Yorkers cross the George Washington Bridge and ride north on 9W. The hardiest of all use the peak of Bear Mountain as their halfway point. But I didn't ride up Bear Mountain. I only rode to Bear Mountain, but my old legs felt like I'd tackled the climb. It wasn't a painful ride like it was a few weeks ago, but it felt awfully hilly for only about 1,350 feet of elevation gain. Still, I exercised a demon, so now I think I can ride this route without fear. And now I'm throwing in some footage of a freight train I saw along the route for no particular reason.
Saturday was a planned easy day with only 15 miles of riding at a Zone 1 recovery pace. Believe me, I didn't try to push the envelope. I wanted to rest. So overall, I ended up with 111 miles, my first 100-mile week of the outdoor season. This was supposed to have come in April, but as they say, no use crying over spilled miles. So long, and thanks for watching. I hope you come back for the next episode, number 19, The Horror of Lycra.